All right, ladies and gentlemen, guys, we'd like to welcome you to the show. This is your host, DJ Just Jay with Just Dimes ENT. I'm here to tell you guys about a story. As always, we advocate for children first here at the So Do You Dig. And one of the things that we like to talk about is the dynamic of parenting and why it's so important to have a nuclear family, mother and father, in the home, because it provides balance and it gives the children a much more likely chance to be able to survive in this very difficult world that we have going on here today. So I'm going to talk about some things that might not sit well with your sensibilities, okay? I'm going to say some things that might hurt some people's feelings. We're going to talk about some details that are very grim. So for the people that cannot handle that level of content and that level of honesty, then I encourage you guys to just hit that top right red X in the top right corner of the video. Just exit my channel. You don't have to be here. Nobody's forcing you to be here. For everybody else, so that's your disclaimer. For everybody else, here's the story. Now, recently, there was a story in the news about a missing little boy, and that has come to a very sad end, as you guys will see some of the pictures that we were able to find. So there was a sad end to a search for the body of a baby in a landfill in Greenville County. The baby's mother, and her name right there on the screen, is Vernita Jones, and she's now charged with homicide by child abuse. So here's the story, and that's actually the child's father right there. I did reach out to him, so we'll see if he responds. His name is Tony, so our prayers go up for Tony and his son, because this is incredibly sad, okay? But that's who it is, and you guys are going to see some screenshots. We're going to put a pin in that part of the story. We'll come back to these screenshots, but you'll at least be able to see them while we're talking about this story, okay? Now, spokesperson for the State Law Enforcement Division said Thursday a baby's body had been found after a 2-day search at a Greenville County landfill, and that Florida woman has been charged in Edgefield County, South Carolina. The search began on Wednesday. Greenville County deputies were also assisting the search at the Twin Chimneys landfill. The landfill is located off Augusta Road on Hania Path. The landfill sits about 1,155 acres at the 11075 Augusta Road in Hania Path, according to Greenville County's website. I want you guys to understand that 1,100 acres is quite a bit of space, okay? Now, investigators were still set up at the top of the hill at the landfill to process the evidence and document the scene as of Thursday afternoon. This process began and continued until dark and resumed a little before 9 a.m. That morning at that time, Barry said on Thursday. So to be able to recover the body literally within a couple of hours is certainly welcoming for us because of the fact that we were able to find the body so quickly and be able to continue the investigation. Now, dump truck driver Tiffany Phillips says she showed up to deliver waste to the landfill Wednesday as crews were already on the scene to search for the baby's body. She returned Thursday for another delivery around that time when the actual body was found. So Bomb Cherry, that's the question that I'm wondering. But the thing is I actually do have an answer for you, because this just goes to speak when we talk about stewards of children, and my brother Tommy's saying that he feels like they're the worst. But what you guys keep forgetting, for the people that want to debate that, is look at all of the examples that we have of just horrible parenting. This is about as bad as it gets, guys. We've heard of these mothers, shooting children in the head with guns. We've heard of them slitting their necks. We've heard of them putting them in freezers. We've heard of them drowning them. We've heard of them putting them in ovens. It's like the worst possible thing you could do to children, they're doing to these children, throwing them down steps, slamming them on beds, breaking their necks. And this is not an exaggeration. These are all stories that I have done just in the past 4 months. And that's just me by myself. That's not counting everybody else, including my brother Tommy Sotomayor. This is a narrative that we talk about all the time. The reason why we talk about this narrative is because the more we talk about this thing, maybe more people will wake up and realize what's going on. We are telling you where we feel like the problem is, and we provide examples. That's what we expect everybody to do, okay? Now, let's keep going. The dump truck driver, when she came Thursday and they found that baby in there, she said she cried. I cried. I did. I was crying, she said. One day after Johnston Police and SLED searched this dumpster for Vernita Jones' baby, whose name is Anthony Frost. He's posthumous now, of course. He was 6 months old at the time. The man said he hadn't been able to sleep right. Investigators were back on Dove Street on Thursday asking neighbors what they had saw and what they knew. We're asking about her son, Anthony. Nobody had seen him, said the man. We got worried about him. The man says on Tuesday night he knew something wasn't right. She was going back and forth saying the baby was down in Florida with her aunt in Clewiston or something like that, the man said. I gave her my phone. I said, I want proof of life, call, which I like that. So he can't force her into anything, but he wanted proof and he wanted her to call, which I can respect that. Let me give a shout out to Angel Honeycutt, the husband and wife team from St. Louis. They are in the building. I love you guys also. Thank you very much. Always. Now, at the time, the news wasn't showing his face for his own safety, but he says when Jones' story wasn't adding up, he said he was one of the ones who called the cops. So he knew what to do, which is very smart. I told my buddies that I had to call the cops. I had to. I was scared for baby Anthony. So officials believe they found baby Anthony's body in the landfill, Greenfield County landfill, after the Johnston dumpster was taken there. The conversation that led up to that discovery says it wasn't an easy one. I told them what was going on and that there was a missing child, a man said. And he didn't even have 100% confirmation, but just the fact that he was that concerned, I think speaks volumes. He said, I told them straight up, the baby might be dead. I'm hearing the baby's dead. So since that conversation, he says the neighborhood hadn't been the same. Like everybody is in shock and everybody is in awe. So crews said they found the baby in the landfill and investigators continue to look for evidence at the landfill to see if there was anything else that could help them tell what actually happened. Now, investigators also searched the apartments where they believe the baby was killed and then placed in the dumpster and questioned more people in the area. Now, Barry said the baby's body was placed in the dumpster at some point over that weekend, and the contents of the trash bin were then brought to the Greenfield County landfill. Baby Anthony was left in a dirty and contaminated dumpster. The mother lived in the back left home of the apartment complex nearby. She then moved into the home on the right side where investigators believe the baby was killed. I want you guys to speculate in the chat while we got 235 people watching. Please hit the thumbs up if you are new coming into the show. Hit the thumbs up. It'll share the show and let other people know that we're live. We've had a handful of people that have already donated. If you want to donate, the links are down at the bottom in the description box. Send a little love through to the show, okay? We're here to talk about this baby, 6-month-old Anthony Frost. I want you guys to speculate why you think this mother did that. Maybe you guys can't see these screenshots of these text messages just yet, but I'm going to blow them up on the screen, and we're going to talk about that extensively. What do you think would be a good reason to do this to a baby? What do you guys think might have been a good reason that this mother, who has sole custody and possession over this kid, would have done this to this 6-month-old baby who can't walk, who can't talk, can't feed himself, and for damn sure can't defend himself? This 6-month-old baby depends on the world for everything that he gets. What do you think is a good reason? What do you guys think the narrative is? What do you think she did it for? What do you think that she killed this beautiful baby boy and threw him in the landfill literally like trash? Is there an excuse that's good enough? Michael Duncan got it. Read what y'all looking in the chat. Oh, excuse me. Jamie TV posted it. Sexy Star posted it. I'm sorry. I missed your comment. So Regiment 65, Jamie TV, Sexy Star. All of you guys got it. That's the reason. So let's continue to talk about this. Now, they say this: I'm praying they can have mercy on her and see that she needs to be treated for her mental illness instead of being sent to prison. Who do you guys think said that? I'm going to read that part again for you guys. This was a quote from someone, and they said, I am praying that Vernita Jones can have mercy on her and see that all she really needs is to be treated for her mental illness instead of being sent to prison, even though she killed this baby and threw the baby in a landfill like he was trash. Who do you guys think said that? Higher Vibration, B Mode 32 are correct. That was her mother, not her father, her mother. So if you guys wonder why we talk about the mindset, it's because this thing is passed down from generation to generation to generation, which is why we cannot continue to allow our children to grow up without the balance that they need in the home, which is mother and father, DNA, biological father. They don't need mentors. They don't need teachers. They don't need authority figures in their life. They don't need stepdads. They don't need boyfriends that come in from time to time. Nothing like that. They need the biological DNA father in the household. Maybe this generation is lost, but for the next generation of people that are having children, shout out to my ladies and my sisters. For the ones that control life and death, and for those that say it's my choice, my body, then you hold the innate right to control what happens and who comes into your house and who you deal with and who you choose not to have a child with. You hold that responsibility. Heavy is the crown that weighs on the king. So if you're the king of the castle, in this case, that's exactly what black women are, then you are the leader. You are the one that is setting the standard. Then I would encourage you, don't have a child by a man that is not your husband. That's not the end all, fix all. But apparently we can't talk about this sensibly, so we'll just say it just like that. We'll just make it plain and simple and just say, stop having babies. And stop having babies by dudes you're not going to be married to. Because that clearly points out to you that that man has not made a commitment to you, and you have not made a commitment to having that father in this kid's life. Put a pin in that. She said she doesn't need to be in jail. She said she needs to be treated. That's her mom that said that. So for whoever her mother is, I'll say this. Your mother is just as trash as Vernita Jones is. So you guys heard it from me. Y'all make sure to pass the mother that message. Y'all love to share my stories. Share that message with her mom. That's terrible. She needs to be treated for a mental illness. Yeah. Blame it on a mental illness. The fact that she didn't know better than to throw her kid in a goddamn dumpster. Come on, seriously? The family said they were told by investigators and neighbors she smothered the baby, wrapped him up, and then put him in a dumpster. Is this not the second story I've done just within the past 48 hours about a black woman smothering a kid in a blanket? Right? He was beautiful. The most beautiful baby boy you would ever want to lay your eyes on. It'd make you want to take him and cuddle him. Barry said Vernita LaShawn Jones, age 25, from Clewiston, Florida, has been charged with homicide by child abuse in Edgerfield County. Now, according to the arrest warrant, she admitted to suffocating and killing the baby boy on November 24th in Edgerfield County. So there is no dispute about that. Don't wonder why I talk crap about her, because she admitted to it. So Barry said, thanks to the landfill records, the team knew when the truck in question arrived and what part of the landfill it emptied its contents, an area that was approximately 60 feet by 100 feet. Teams carefully excavated the section of the landfill, and Barry announced just after 10 a.m. that the baby had been recovered and the coroner had been called to the scene. Neighbors say they are heartbroken and in disbelief. As a mother and a grandmother, Tina Jones can't imagine how anyone could just throw away their baby. It can't be true. It can't be true. This is not happening. Not here, not in Johnston, she said. The Johnston Police Department say they got a tip Tuesday night that 25-year-old Vernita Jones put her baby in a dumpster on Dove Street. On Wednesday morning, police were investigating. And of course, that was because a man realized something was wrong and he called the police and gave them that tip. So shout out to that brother. Now, Jones says she has seen the mother before but was confused when the police arrived. When I first saw her, she was staying with a girl over there. And then when I heard all this happen and I saw police going to the guy's house, I'm like, why are they going over there? The dumpster was emptied at the landfill in Greenfield County. After searching for hours, at about an hour later, they found the baby. Now, the mother, again, is charged with homicide. And, of course, I had to copy a bunch of different articles and merge this all into one story. So you guys will hear me repeat some things from time to time. And it helps the new people coming in. So if you guys didn't hear what was going on, then you kind of hear some of the details as we go. So they issued arrest warrants, and she admitted to suffocating the baby boy. Now, Jones says she wishes she would have known sooner that something was wrong. I wish I would have known she was going through some trouble like that. If I had known, I would have gotten the baby because I love kids. That's why I'm down here with mine. Now, family and community mourn the loss of a baby. And Jones, according to SLED, just recently came to South Carolina and has been interviewed numerous times since the investigation began. So right now, she's currently being held at Edgerville County Detention Center. If you guys want to look up her information, again, her name is Vernita Jones, age 25. Vernita LaShawn Jones, spelled exactly the way it sounds. Now, this is the part that's going to get difficult for some of you guys. So you guys are looking at the screenshots that are passing on my screen. We got 250 people watching. Guys, can we reach 300? I would prefer us to have about 300 or better in the show right now. So hit that thumbs up. It's called postpartum depression. No, it's not. It's called retardation. It's called black mothers are terrible to their children. It's called if you're not getting married to the man, stop having children by the man. It's called irresponsible parenting. It's called this mindset of not giving a shit about your children is passed from mother to mother to mother, with the void of fathers being there because the mothers ain't even trying to have the fathers there. It's not called postpartum depression. Postpartum depression is a goddamn excuse. You come on, man. You guys know better than that. Please remember, the only thing that can cause the black community to get better is this simple thing called accountability. Hold people accountable. There is no defense for this. No, it's okay. They can say it, and I appreciate you being honest. If that's how you feel, I appreciate you being honest. We don't have to attack them or anything like that. I'm just correcting them and telling them what it actually is, okay? I don't want to discourage anybody from chatting in the chat. But it's definitely not postpartum depression. We have to start holding the black community accountable for something. We can't sit here and continue in this society, and some of you white people, some of you Mexican people, some of you Asian people, some of you Middle Eastern people, you Americans are also feeling the same thing that we're talking about. And some of you guys are feeling that pressure on the inside of your chest. You guys know what that is? You guys are noticing that it seems like men are being held accountable for everything, and women are given excuses for everything. Let's say that again. For every action that a man does, even for a man even looking at a woman wrong, speaking to a woman wrong, walking past a woman wrong, being accused by a woman, even if he didn't do a fucking thing. Men are held accountable and men are attacked at every single point for anything and everything. Women are given excuse after excuse after excuse after mental condition, after classification, after whatever the hell. There is no excuse for this. Because guess what? If they're not capable, and you notice that these people have to be given this many excuses, then that means they are not capable of being parents. Uh-oh. Is that going to get my channel flagged? Am I going to get flagged tonight? I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out, right? I might get flagged tonight. I might not be able to go live on Sunday. Who knows? I'll say that one part again, and I'm going to show you guys the screenshot. So please hit the thumbs up. I want to see us get 300 people in the building. Hit that thumbs up if you ain't already done so. If women have to be given that many excuses in life for why they make such messed up decisions, then they should not be parents, because these children cannot defend themselves against a full-grown adult against anything. You cannot put the most innocent and most delicate beings on this earth in the hands of people that are not being held accountable for anything and can be given an excuse for everything. They don't deserve to be parents. Those type of people. Hashtag not all, since you dumbasses don't understand that sometimes. They cannot continue to be given excuses for having the most delicate lives at their disposal. You cannot continue to have daycare workers at daycare if they don't give a damn about children. You cannot continue to have mothers in custody, sole custody of children, if they are going through postpartum depression, if they can't control themselves emotionally. You cannot have children in possession of people when these children need finances to take care of them from people that generate zero finances. Oh, crap. I might just get flagged for that. Let me go ahead and show you guys a screenshot. Y'all ain't hearing me. Y'all ain't hearing me today. Y'all ain't hearing me today, man. Let me show you guys this screenshot because this is important. This is breaking my heart right now. But I'm going to show you guys this. I'm definitely going to unsubscribe. You're copying Tommy Sotomayor. Well, I consider Tommy Sotomayor to be a success. So if I'm copying success, then I think I'm doing the right thing. So here we go. So all of this information is out here now. I'm putting this information out here. So if anybody has a problem with me putting this information out there, then y'all can contact me. This is the mother with her crazy looking ass on tape admitting on September the 27th of 2018. This is the only part where I'm going to hold the father accountable. Keep in mind, guys, don't question, please do not question whether she actually killed this kid or not, because she's already admitted to the police that she did. And here's further proof that she did it. This text message said, "That's why I'm abusing your baby every day." He writes back, "How, bitch?" She said, "Like I so minds devil face, I'm evil. Why your ass keep deleting my comment? You is my baby daddy. Don't make me post you and him and tag you." You guys ready for the next screenshot? Oh, it gets worse. This gets way worse. If you guys are ready for the next screenshot, hit that thumbs up for your boy. I hate the fact that they don't even attempt to speak proper English. I know I can't speak properly, but I'm at least trying. I try to read properly and I try to speak and type properly. You got to at least make an effort. Check this out. I can't see that top part of the message, but he said, well, you the one that pushed me away. That's usually how that happens. Because if women want you, they want you. And if they don't want you, they move around and get somebody else. And she said, call us now before I beat him. Keep in mind, we're talking about a baby, 6 months old, cannot defend himself. Thank you, West Coast honey. You said what I said. At this point, this is the only reason I will hold the father accountable. If she was texting you all of this, why would you not call 911 immediately? For people that want to be calling the goddamn FBI and all of this stuff, this might have been a scenario where maybe you should call the authorities. There's a child's life actually at risk. He ignored the text. 2 minutes later, she said, hello. 5 minutes later, she said, well, that's 3 pinches. So see, she pinched a 6-month-old baby supposedly 3 times if we want to believe her words. See it right there? Then she went on to a 9-second recording because that's what bitches do. And she tried to record it and send it to him. Tried to send him a video of her abusing his kid. Because as I've told you guys before, these women, these type of women do not have babies because they want to have babies. They have babies for what? Say it in the chat. En masse. Let me hear everybody say it. Everybody say it. In unison. Everybody say it. Babies for what? Why do they have babies? Babies for what? Hashtag, where's my brother Roger at? I haven't seen Roger come back to my show since then. Babies for what? Everybody say it. Babies for benefits. Clearly, she don't give a damn about this child. If you don't call me, I'm going to beat him. If you don't send me some money, I'm going to beat him. If you don't give me some sex, I'm going to beat your child. If you don't break up with your girlfriend, I'm going to break your child's neck. Don't let this man get him a white girlfriend. Oh, no. Hashtag babies for benefits. She wrote back 9 minutes after that and said right here, fuck you. That's why I fuck your cousin in your bed, bitch. Fuck you. Where's Black Lives Matter? Why doesn't 6-month-old Anthony Frost, a poor, innocent, defenseless baby, why does his life not matter to Black Lives Matter? I don't know. But I'm going to tell you something else. This is also how we have the most prevalent community when it comes to STDs. She said, that's why I fucked your cousin in your bed. You know what that means? In order for it to be his bed, that means they had to either been living together, or she had to been coming by his house, or they had to been cohabitating at some point, and she had to have just been recently having sex with him. And she turned around and had sex with his cousin. You know what else it makes me wonder? How does he even know that this baby is even his? You gonna just trust her word? The father's name is Tony. Tony, did you just trust her word? Did you just believe that this is your kid? especially after the fact that she's saying, if we're going to believe her and believe that she said she beat the kid and killed the kid and admitted to the police that she killed the kid, then that would mean that she's probably telling the truth about some of this. So if we believe that she's telling the truth about some of this, then that would also have to mean that there is a high probability that she might be telling you the truth, that she had sex with your cousin. And if she did, and your baby's only 6 months old, depending on how long y'all was talking, then that means there's a chance that she might have had sex with your cousin at the time that she so-called conceived your baby. Uh-oh. That might definitely get me flagged. That's why STDs are so high in the black community. She goes on to make it worse by saying, because this man completely ignored her for the past 15 minutes. Guys, this isn't even a lot of time. It's not even like she let an hour pass. Not even hardly 30 minutes. She let 19 minutes pass before she gets to the point and she says, that's why I suck Fade, which is the cousin. His name is Fade. What a wonderful goddamn name. That's why I suck Fade dick when we stayed down the road and you was working at Wendy's. God, there is so much wrong with this story. Guys, don't ask me how I got these text messages. I'm just a resourceful person. Is this Georgia? No, this is in Florida, from my understanding. South Carolina or Florida. It's one or the other. I don't know where all of this is transpiring from, but she's originally from South Carolina, but they found the baby in Greenville County. In Edgeville, Greenville County, South Carolina. She said, that's why I sucked Fade dick, his cousin, when we stayed down the road and you was working at Wendy's. And I kissed you with his dick on my lips. I kissed you with his dick on my lips, meaning she was having oral sex with the dude also. Damn Fade. Love fucking with y'all Frost boys, bitches, huh? I have no words for that. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Joining us as coverage you can count on begins with Greenville County, South Carolina investigators searching for the body of an infant in a landfill. Devin Johnson, live in our newsroom now covering this story. And Devin, investigators actually got a tip that the baby's body was in a dumpster at first in Johnston, South Carolina.
Yeah, Brad, Johnston police received a tip over the Thanksgiving holiday. Then they called in SLED to assist. And now that investigation has led them to the landfill. Now I spoke with several people in the neighborhood who says they cannot believe this happened in their community.
To think that we've been throwing trash on top of him it's not right.
The death of an infant has rocked this community of Dove Street. Over the Thanksgiving holiday, investigators received a tip that the infant's body was put into a dumpster in Johnston, South Carolina. One person is in custody in Edgeville County in connection to this baby's death. That person has not yet been charged.
I just hope it's a lie. I don't want it to be true.
Oh no! Oh, Jesus. And we got Tommy Sotomayor watching the show right now. Oh my God. Come on, guys. This can't be a coincidence that Tommy talks about this all the time. Oh my God, man. Come on, man. This has got to be April Fool's Day or something. The joke's got to be on me. Somebody must have sent me this story as a joke. Come on, man. Guys, when have y'all ever known Tommy to be factually inaccurate about something? First and foremost, let's talk about this community that they live in. They said they can't believe that they were throwing trash on top of a baby. Well, there's trash on the goddamn ground. All over the place. This community looks broken. I don't live in the nicest community, but I can guarantee you it don't look like this. Oh my Jesus. And guys, look at those air conditioning units. Tell me that doesn't look like they came out of the 1940s. Maybe that's the best they could do. I mean, Lord have mercy. If we got money to buy cars and red bottoms and go to the club popping bottles, can we not at least pop these air conditioners out of the window and replace them? I know Best Buy got a sale on them. You can at least get them for like $150 on a size like this. It's a very low income environment. Yeah. That don't even look like that's low income. That looks like homeless. I mean, look at that. Guys, we're talking about the mentality. Has nothing to do with the fact that you might be just be on hard times. We have to fix our mentality. I want you guys to think about this. Since we're talking about the Jiffy Pop bags, which is unbelievable that I got this story. What we're talking about is the fact that these women put this much focus on their hair, which is a $10 billion, $50 billion, whatever it is. It's a lot of damn money that goes into buying hair weaves. A whole lot of money every single year that goes into buying hair weaves. Well, guess what? These low-income communities wouldn't be so low income if black women alone, I don't give a damn what other communities do, if our community alone would take that same money that they put into hair and hair from other people's scalps and all of this stuff and weaves and fucking whatever it is, Brazilian yaki, I don't give a damn what it is. If you just took that money, billions of dollars, and turn around and reinvested it in the black community and said, we'll just go natural with our hair. We'll look however we look, and turn around and start building up these communities, then the majority, if not all, of primarily black communities that are considered to be low income communities would look like this. Why do you guys think that I poke fun at fat people? Why? Because what's the number one killer in the black community of black women? Heart disease. Heart disease. Heart disease. Heart disease is killing our black women. Why? Because they're fat, they're out of shape, they don't eat healthy, and they don't give a damn, and they're giving it every excuse, saying they're thick, they're big boned, they're this, they're that, they're accepted. You cannot fat shame a fat person. at a time when you could, it would encourage those people and let them know, hey, you're doing something wrong. So what are we going to start shaming next? They're going to say, well, don't shame women for killing their children. You're baby shaming. You're mother shaming. When we shame something, it's usually because it's something that's wrong. Put a pin in that. We'll come back to it.
I just hope it's a lie. I don't want it to be true.
Crystal Cannon and Lakiro Campbell are both mothers. They tell me they were devastated.
Of course, they're both mothers, not wives. Listen to that again.
Crystal Cannon and Lakiro Campbell are both mothers.
I know. Yeah, say it again.
Crystal Cannon and Lakiro Campbell are both mothers.
Why do you think they would point that out specifically? Why would the newsman point that out specifically? They're both mothers, and they both have Jiffy Puff bags on their head. Both of them. And they both live in poor communities. They both are low-income people. And they're continuing to breed their children without fathers.
I don't want it to be true.
Crystal Cannon and Lakiro.
And they got tattoos on the chest. So you're broke, but you can afford tattoos on the chest? Come on, man. Come on. The fact that they point out the fact that they are both mothers, no fathers.
Campbell are both mothers. They
not wives.
Tell me they were devastated when they heard the news about the baby's death.
When I first met him, he was so cute and handsome. And all he did was smile. Yeah, he did. He was a sweet baby to me. I got on Facebook this morning. I saw something about the incident, and I couldn't believe it. So I came outside and saw all the police outside, and I was like, gosh, this is really happening in our neighborhood.
Investigators say the baby is less than
God damn, man.
1 year old, but won't say exactly how young. Cannon and other neighbors say they are a tight-knit community and they would have helped out in any way they could.
Someone would have helped her with the baby because, I mean, everybody out here is basically in the neighborhood have kids. And
that sounds about right. She said they're a tight-knit community. And she said, yeah, police, thank you. And she said everybody out here has kids. Listen.
Because, I mean, everybody out here is basically in the neighborhood have kids. And
everybody has kids. Nobody has husbands. There are no fathers in any of these children's household. Think about that. Let's keep going. I need to end this story because I got to go.
And they would have helped her with the baby if she could have just reached out to someone and tried to if she needed help.
Cannon says this traumatic incident will make her keep her kids closer to her.
Kids? How many kids do she have with no father in the household? The police can't fix it for you.
She's planning to honor the baby with the balloon release on Saturday.
Oh my Jesus, there's just so much wrong with this.
I don't know what's going through a mother.
They're planning a balloon release, but I thought they were low income. Just never mind. Never mind. They're going to spend all of this money for a balloon release. They don't hardly have no money. But they're going to spend money on a balloon release for a baby that's dead and a father that, like, I don't know.
She's planning to honor the baby with the balloon release on Saturday.
You never know what's going through a mother's mind. Sometimes we get overwhelmed with things and we don't know how to ask for help, but don't let your pride get in your way when you could just, save your child.
Okay. This is why I officially, this is why I am officially against single mothers, period. I don't like this. She just gave you all the excuses in the world. I want you guys to listen to this again, and then we're going to wrap up.
And to honor the baby with the balloon release on Saturday.
Listen to what she says.
Never know what's going through a mother's mind.
You never know what's going through a mother's mind.
Sometimes we get overwhelmed with things
meaning that there's a high probability that you might kill your kids, you might kill them, you might murder them. They might end up in an oven. They might end up in a landfill. They might end up in a fucking river somewhere. But would they be overwhelmed if they had the father or fathers of these children in their house, not around, not picking them up in the household, like regular people do, like normal people do?
We don't know how to ask for help, but don't let your pride get in your way when
you don't know how to ask for help. Well, Lord have mercy. That's one of the lessons that I teach my daughter in school, which is why she makes straight A's. I always told my daughter, if it's something you don't understand, ask. Ask. Why? Because her father teaches her that.
could just, save your child.
That don't make no goddamn sense. Hit the like button. We need to get 300 people in here. If a couple more people hit the like button, we'll get 300 people in the building. We're about to wrap up here in a minute. Stop giving these females excuses, man. That's horrible.
Breaking this morning, the body of a 6-month-old baby was found at a South Carolina landfill. We're told that the child's mother, Vernita Jones of Clewiston, Florida, has now been arrested in that baby's death. Authorities started searching the landfill on Wednesday after being tipped off that Johnson dumped the baby there. So breaking this morning, the body of a 6-month-old baby was found at a South Carolina landfill.
Could y'all imagine that? Having to look through all of that trash?
The body of an infant has been found in a landfill in Greenville County.
25-year-old Vernita Jones, the child's mother, is now charged with homicide in this case. This all began when a tip came into police in Edgefield County, and that is where she's being held. That is also where we find News Channel 6's Sean Cabbage. Sean, tell us everything that you know so far.
And good afternoon, Barkley. It's a terrible situation for sure. That investigation began over the Thanksgiving holiday. This is when Johnston police say they received a tip about a child being placed inside of a dumpster. We now know that body was transported to the...
Look at that. And they continue to keep showing you guys all the trash on the ground. That reminds me of a song. I'm not trying to be like Tommy right now, but I just thought about this. Y'all remember that Pants on the Ground song? Y'all remember that? Pants on the ground, looking like a fool with your pants on the ground. Trash on the ground. You're looking like a fool with your trash on the ground. Sorry, it just hit my head. I just thought about that. All this trash on the damn ground like that.
Greenville County landfill by a garbage collection service here in Edgefield County. Crews spent hours Wednesday searching for the infant's remains at a landfill in Honeypath, South Carolina. That search resumed this morning with the child's body being found just after 10 o'clock. Jones is charged with 1 count of homicide by child abuse. I will continue to follow this story, and I'll let you know what I find out. In Edgefield County, South Carolina today, I'm Sean Cabbage. Now back to you.
I've never heard of somebody with a last name like that, Cabbage Stalk, but oh well.
In South Carolina, a mother is arrested after a baby's body was found in a landfill. Investigators say 25-year-old Vernita Jones from Florida faces homicide by child abuse charges. Police say they were tipped off that Jones put her 6-month-old baby's body in a dumpster in an apartment complex Friday or Saturday. A landfill in Greenville County, South Carolina, was searched. Now, family members say Jones suffers.
I'm gonna pause this right here, guys, because I think this is an appropriate place to stop this video right here. So I'll give you guys my closing thoughts. First and foremost, to the father, because I know he cares about his kid, and this goes out to Tony Frost. That's his name, because obviously he has the last name of the baby. Based on what we know, we think this is his child. I don't know if a DNA test was done or not. But to my brother Tony, at the moment that she started doing all of this crazy texting you, I think the police or CPS should have been called at that point, and then you should have moved in to try to get custody of your kid. Because at some point you realize that this woman was a danger to your kid. You know, she's threatening you. She's harassing you. And she not only threatened violence on your kid, but then recorded a video and sent it to you. I don't know how much time was transpired in there. Maybe he did reach out to the police. But I got to say this. At that point, if it wasn't done, it definitely should have been done. Because I know as a father, you know, being in some of these disadvantaged situations, you definitely want to make sure that you can live with yourself and make sure you did everything that you could have did. So if he called the police, good. If he didn't, that definitely should have been step number one. The other thing is shout out to the man that was in that community that realized something that was wrong and he tipped off the police. They were at least able to find the body. Third thing, to my sisters, to my women, if y'all are saying, well, you can't control whether these men stay in these children's lives or not. Well, I agree with you. Well, what if the man runs off? I agree with you. But what if the man this and that? What if? You have all of these what ifs, and guess what? I agree with you. So guess what you do in turn? Nobody is forcing you to have these children. There is nobody on planet Earth that is forcing these women, my body, my choice. Nobody's forcing you to have these children. So stop producing children. Since you know that these men are not going to stay around, or you thought they were going to stay around, or at least you know statistically and from all of the examples that you have out here in this world that there is a high probability that these men are not going to stay in these kids' lives. So stop producing them. Stop producing them. If you get married, that's a completely different scenario. That's a promise that you're going to be in this child's life. That is a legal promise that you're going to be in that child's life. That is a contract between you, between the pastor, between the church, between God, and between the state, that man is going to be in that child's life. That's about as good of a guarantee as you can get, and people still walk out on that. So at least put the man in a position and raise your standards to say that if we're going to have this kid, we're going to be married. We're going to do everything that you could possibly do to give this child a chance to have their father in their life and have that man marry you first before you produce children, since that choice is 100% at your disposal. Sisters, realize your innate gift, realize your power,